He's Ian Rapoport, the NFL Network, joining us on short notice. Ian, this Josh Gordon situation is fluid. I don't know where we're going here, but it's certainly a lot attached to it. Can you update us on what's going on with Josh Gordon?
Yeah, just in the last 30 minutes, it seems there's been developments and then other developments, and then we realize that it's kind of all for naught. So what's going on? Josh Gordon is considering playing in the CFL. And then I was texting with the CFL general manager who told me that suspended players under contract are not allowed to play in the CFL, the Ricky Williams rule. So, and then the Browns wouldn't give him permission anyway. So now he's kind of just suspended still.
What if he's cut by the Browns?
He's not going to be cut by the Browns. But if he is, then he would be allowed to play. Levon Brazil, the former Colts receiver, is going to play in the CFL. He was cut. He'll go play there, and then presumably when the suspension ends in the NFL, try to come back.
Okay, Josh Gordon, in his statement, was lauding the Browns for having my back and being there with me, and then all of a sudden he thinks about going to the CFL. How are the Browns taking this?
Well, I think everything in this situation has frustrated the Browns. You know, the length of the wait, the length of the suspension, Josh Gordon, you know, and they love him as a talent. And I think they've stuck with him through all of this. They haven't cut him. They're not going to cut him. But they would like the payoff of him as a player, and they would like him to get better as a person. And all of those things would coincide with him being on the field for them in 2015. So that's what they want to make sure. So they're not going to give him permission to play in the CFL. What if he goes and hurts himself? Yeah. Then they sort of get no payoff for waiting and dealing with this for the last year or so.
What about if the next time he tests positive?
Well, he's eligible to apply for reinstatement after the 2014 season. It's not a full year; it's after the season, and he's going to get tested up to 10 times. So, you know, his reinstatement will depend on good behavior, which includes passing all those tests. So, if he tests positive, that would, you know, make it very, very difficult for him to get the reinstatement that he wants. It would be really bad, and it would obviously tell us a lot about Josh Gordon. Not that we don't know enough already, but it would tell us a lot.
Well, what about the DUI that happened over the summer in North Carolina? The NFL hasn't acted upon that. Will they?
Yeah. I would imagine if he's found guilty or they reach some sort of a plea deal, that they will. That's separate. The discipline, player conduct is separate from the drug policy. So even when he comes back from a suspension, he's still facing another suspension if he's found guilty, or if the NFL deems he's guilty from this latest DUI, which is trials in October, as it stands now.
Before I let you go, I still go back to the draft, Ian. They know Josh Gordon. They knew that night that Josh Gordon could be suspended. Why didn't they opt for a receiver in the first two rounds?
Well, the only thing I can come up with is, and I've asked a lot of people about this very topic, is they don't believe that this is a position you have to spend a lot of capital in for to get production. And they're not alone. I mean, the Packers almost never draft a first-round receiver. The Patriots certainly made it work with receivers you've never heard of. You know, very few teams spend a lot of money on receivers in the free agent market. So the thought process may be, you know, we can get production out of this position without spending a lot or without using a high draft pick. You know, the Browns are going to be relying on guys like Miles Austin, who is talented but hasn't been healthy in several years.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Ian Rapoport, NFL Network.